Another good speech. And now the sun's come up and we're going to continue on, and Republicans are still Republicans and Democrats are still Democrats. Good to have you with us on this Wednesday morning edition of Ed Schultz News and Commentary. Communication Workers of America, Alliance for American Manufacturing, BioGreen Clean, and the iSave team bring you this production from the Center for American Progress in Washington, D.C. There was very little anticipation to the speech yesterday. Okay, it's the last one. There's obviously a lot of issues. The world's facing a lot of different big problems. One of them is climate change, which we'll talk about. One of them, obviously, is terrorism, which on all the talking heads after the speech last night, they just couldn't get enough of security. Lost in the shuffle in all of the analysis last night was the president talking about business. And the only time he got a rise out of the Republicans is when he says that there are some regulations that needs to change. Okay. All right. It just underscores that that's all the Republicans care about is tax cuts and deregulation. It's all they care about. They don't care about climate change. They don't care about health care. They don't want to do anything. They just want to make sure that the rich don't pay anything. And damn it, don't put any regulation on Wall Street or anywhere else. And in small business. That is it. And I was giggling throughout the entire Republican response from Nikki Haley. They picked a loser to respond, and she didn't say anything. And now the analysis of her speech is that, there's a big divide in the Republican Party. Who cares about the Republican Party? The fact is, right now, there is a heart and soul fight for the Democratic nomination. And it is surprising that Hillary Clinton is out attacking Bernie Sanders. For months, they've been saying, well, what is Hillary going to say about Bernie? Where's she going to attack Bernie? Where are the vulnerabilities? Healthcare? Really? Are you kidding me? Okay. Well, let's give the president his due. Let's see. This is January 13th. Where were we January 13th, 2009? The economy was in the toilet. Google the news, January 13th, 2009. How many jobs did we peel off this day 7 years ago? Let's give the president his due. Cut one on the big list.
The United States of America, right now, has the strongest, most durable economy in the world. We're in the middle of the longest streak of private sector job creation in history. More than 14 million new jobs, the strongest 2 years of job growth since the 1990s, an unemployment rate cut in half. Our auto industry just had its best year ever. That's just part of a manufacturing surge that's created nearly 900,000 new jobs in the past 6 years. And we've done all this while cutting our deficits by almost 3/4.
Wow!
Anyone claiming that America's economy is in decline is peddling fiction.
Who would have predicted that audio 7 years ago, this January 13, 2009? Well, fast forward to 2016. I would like rich people to stand up and say they never made any money during the Obama years. They can't. This has been a great run for the wealthy. This has been a great run for the concentration of wealth. This has also been a tough situation in the economy where people have circled back into the economy at lesser wages and working more jobs and longer hours. That's where the fight for the Democratic Party comes in. But all of the things that Obama has gone along with was against a headwind of obstruction that no other president in the history of the country has ever had to put up with. And I will always give the president the benefit of the doubt because the Republicans wanted to obstruct, and the biggest obstructor was sitting behind him last night, smirking throughout the entire speech. Donna Edwards, Congresswoman from Maryland, joins us here on Ed Schultz News and Commentary. Donna, good to have you with us.
Thank you. It's great to be with you.
Do you remember January 13th, 2009?
Oh, I absolutely remember. I mean, I was a freshman member of Congress. My first State of the Union was the President's first State of the Union. And I remember that our economy was in a sinkhole and sinking every month, hemorrhaging hundreds of thousands of jobs.
Hundreds of thousands of jobs. I mean, can we comprehend that?
700,000 jobs a month our economy was hemorrhaging when the President made his State of the Union address that January.
Fast forward to this day, and it's climate change. Listen to what the president said about climate change last night.
Look, if anybody still wants to dispute the science around climate change, have at it. You will be pretty lonely, because you'll be debating our military, most of America's business leaders, the majority of the American people, almost the entire scientific community, and 200 nations around the world who agree it's a problem and intend to solve it. But even if the planet wasn't at stake, even if 2014 wasn't the warmest year on record, until 2015 turned out to be even hotter, why would we want to pass up the chance for American businesses to produce and sell the energy of the future?
Now, in the politics of all of this, folks, if the Republicans continue to obstruct, and they will have power, they'll own the House. Nothing can get done unless it's a stamp of approval of the People's House, which Donna Edwards is a part of. We could be sitting here in another 4 years, 8 years, with no progress on climate change. That's the danger in all of this, that our country would be left behind the 200 countries that are sitting there saying, hey, it's a problem. Donna, play this out for us.
Well, I think the one person that the president left off of his list in order to challenge the climate deniers was the Pope. And so, what I see is a world that's actually, and an American public is coalescing around the idea that not only does climate change exist, not only do we have to pay attention to the science, but it's real and we have to do something about it. And so the deniers can continue to do that, but it flies in the face of what the American people believe. And one thing that I am grateful for is that the president in this next year still has his veto pen. And he's been willing to exercise it. And so if they try to roll back on things that the president is trying to do, either in an executive fashion or through policy, the president still can exercise his authority, and it's pretty significant. And so I hope that what we're going to do is be able to make a little bit more progress on these issues. So even in another, with another president and another Congress, that we will not be able to roll back on what the American people want.
Okay. And the tough thing about this for the Republicans is that the demographics on this are against them. Young people in this country collectively, in a vast majority, have recognized that we better do something about climate change, and the Republicans keep denying and keep obstructing all of that. I don't know how that's a winning card for them. Your thoughts?
That's right, and thousands of new potential voters coming online every single month in this country who believe in climate change, who believe that we have to have leadership of the United States and the world community to address climate change. Why? So that they have a future, so that their children have a future. This is what young people get. And so I think the Republicans are in the wrong place on this. And, and I think there are people of faith, evangelicals around the country who are saying, yes, we have to do something about climate change. A big first step was the president saying no to the Keystone Pipeline. But you know what, Ed, in addition to that, we got to stop the Trans-Pacific Partnership, too, because that will do great harm to our efforts on climate. And so the president and I are not on the same page when it comes to that, but we are on the same page when it comes to making sure that we can put policies in place, investing in energy, investing in technology, investing in the future, research and development. The president talked about that last night as a way for us to make sure that we can, stop these rapid changes in our climate that are happening, and hope to have some kind of reversal.
Congresswoman Donna Edwards, thanks for being on the correct side of the TPP. It's not over yet, and Congress can stop it. I appreciate it. Good to have you with us. We'll do it again. Thank you.
Thank you, Ed.